when there's already breach, then we must provide security and management. We should know how to manage the security and privacy inside our organization. That's why every now and then there must be monitoring that will take place. Number seven, forgery. And then number seven, concealed breach, security methodology and technologies. So we must make sure that there are authentications in all the things that we do. There are authentications aside from the common username or passwords that is given, just like your device signatures. It's very, very important. And of course, your one-time passwords are also helpful, no, in terms of mobile banking at this point of time. Then we have this identity theft. And then number eight here is malicious disclosure. Malicious disclosure of your personal data. So what are the possible things that we could provide is the security operation center. So our security operation center should be operational and be as much as possible, be reactive, and most probably in the soonest possible time provide solutions that could hasten damages. So this is what many more concerned at this point of time, because when we try to file complaints against this one, and then the, the the action part or the action that is taken is quite long, and by doing that, we cannot hold those persons liable for what they have done. So with this one, with the cybersecurity, we must make sure that we must act on it in as soon as possible time, so that we could always take those persons who are liable in all the things that they have done. Number nine is cyber squatting. The other one is the unauthorized disclosure, security and privacy supplier relationship. So we do have suppliers if we are in the business side, but then we must also take the privacy in terms of that. We must not trust them fully 100%. We must also provide security measures. We also provide privacy measures in order for us to safeguard all our data inside the organization. And then, of course, the very famous libel and combined violations in terms of the Data Privacy Act. So what shall we do? Whole of our organization training program. So governance, training programs, awareness. This is very important. That's why I salute the ICT for providing continuous webinars to the people, to the public, that they should be also aware. Because I believe they may say Philippines is the number one user of Facebook, TikTok, and other social media applications. However, most of the people that are using are very, very irresponsible. Only few of those persons that are using social media are careful in all the things that we do. So this is very, very crucial. Information dissemination, because I believe if all the people concerned are very, very much aware what's going to happen, then I believe we do not have more problem that will continue to pop out. So let me provide you some regulatory guidelines which I have used a while ago in my discussions. Uh, the first one is the cybercrime prevention law. So probably I will email the secretariat later on of these laws, because I will be giving an assignment, just a simple assignment for you all of the people, no? So that you could read also in advance. You could further enhance your understanding. And also we have the Republic Act 10173, which is the data privacy law. The Republic Act 10844, which is the creation of the DICT, or known as the DICT law. And of course, it was added the Republic Act 8772, which is the e-commerce law. By the way, all of these guidelines and standards that I will be presenting, uh, it will not be, I will try to provide them, all of you, of this e-copy. Or probably if you are also internet savvy, you could try to take a look. You could still download all of these things, because all of these things are just available in the internet as provided by the DICT National Office. Then As what I have discussed a while ago, there are three references that we are trying to look upon. Number one is regulatory guidelines in which we are in the Philippines. So therefore, we might try to look at laws, policies inside our country. So these are the four policies and laws in our countries. And then we also have the standards or the organization, international standards, which are very clear. So I do not know if you are very familiar with ISO at this point of time, but there are standards. These are standards have been proven internationally. So ISO 2700, 2000, that's 2700, that's not 2700. The Information Security Overview and Vocabulary. We had the 2701, the Information Security Management Systems. We do have Information Security Controls, the Risk Managements, Cybersecurity Guidelines, and ICT Business Continuity. Now, why we are trying to cross-reference all of these things? Why are we trying to look at these guidelines? When we do when we do our policies, I think most of us already have policies in place, or probably if you do not still have policies or guidelines inside your organizations, it is best that we cross-reference. In fact, if you will try to read all of these policies and guidelines, these are very, very already so-called very, very comprehensive because these guidelines and policies are already step-by-step process and it is very, very clear. There are also definition of terms. So I believe you could try to look at these standards because you could try to cross-check with your organizations and try to implement what are those possible. I believe each organization or unit is very, very unique. We might have our own environment that we are trying to look upon, but we can try to cross-reference because most of the standards that they have created are very, very clear and very, very precise and concise. So we may try to look at them and try to cross-reference. Again, why we are trying to stress this out that we are referring to standards, we are referring to laws, because each organization, when they try to designate or point a person to be in charge of the cybersecurity unit, what happens is if that person leaves the organization or unit, all of the policies are also lost. But if we do have policies or standards that we have cross-reference into, we could always go back in these standards and cross-reference to understand all the policies that we have created. If that person, if we are not using policies or standards or any book of knowledge as cross-reference, what happens is that if that person lives, all the knowledge also leaves the organization. But if we do have all of these things, we just cross-reference it, try to review the standards, and I think we're in good shape for the continuity of these policies and the implementation of these guidelines. Then, some more international standards. We have a lot of international standards. Also, the ISO 27033, the network security, uh, 2734, the application security, storage security, even cloud security, ISO has standards for that. Even the security incident management. So 2736, information security supplier relationship. So all of these things, we will be cross-referencing all these standards in the next 5 days. So most of the standards are being cross-referenced with this one because these standards have been proven already in other and even implemented in other countries. Cybersecurity in the Philippines is just starting to kick off at this point of time because of the demand of technology in terms of pandemic. However, other countries have been using this for quite some time already, and they have proven it to be very effective and efficient. So why do we still draft our own policies and standards wherein we could try to cross-reference all of these things and make our life easier? At the end of the day, we make sure that our standards, our policies and standards in the organization are international standard, are cross-referenced with the international standards, and then they are also in harmony with the existing laws of our country. Then, if we have the laws of our country, we have international standards. We look also into the so-called book of knowledge, the book of knowledge. No, the book of knowledge. So we have the European Telecommunication Standard Institute, uh, wherein they provided two circulars. The first one is the Information Security Indicators, and then the second one is the ETSI, uh, which provides critical security controls for effective cyber defense. Okay, so they have provided those circulars. So European standards. So of course, we do also have lead country cybersecurity guidance. We have the National Institute of Standards and Technology of the United States of America. So they have also standards regards with that. And then we have the INISA, or the European Union Agency for Cybersecurity. So imagine Europe has its own cybersecurity agency to take care of cybersecurity guidance. And of course, the US CERT, CISA, or the equivalent for this is the PH CERT that we have under the DICT. So it is, we are trying to cross-reference all our standards, all our policies and guidelines, so that we might have no problems later on. And then another professional book of knowledge, we have the CyBOK, or the Cybersecurity Body of Knowledge. Then we have the ISC2, the Cybersecurity Professional Certifications. So a lot of cybersecurity certifications have been coming out lately. And mind you, these are very expensive certifications. And at this point of time, CHED has not yet provided us with guidelines on um, courses or programs that are focusing more with the specialization of cybersecurity. However, I have seen some universities are offering already information technologies with specializations in information technology, with specializations in cybersecurity already. So I think I have seen already two, and I hope they have already started it. So it's a good sign because cybersecurity is very, very crucial at this point of time. Then we also have the famous EC Council, cybersecurity professional certifications. We have the SANS Institute, Computer Security, and the UN APCICICT, Information Security and Privacy body. So we are trying to look at this professional body of knowledge in terms of cybersecurity. Okay, so here are some of the vulnerability databases that is provided for us worldwide. So we might try to look at them. Most of them are international databases. What are the possible vulnerabilities? So these databases are updated every now and then. These are updated every now and then because more and more vulnerabilities are coming out, especially at this point of time. Then we have the control and guidance, Center for Internet Security, and we have the OWASP of the Open Web Application Security Project. So these are all, we are trying to cross references all of these things.